we're gonna get into this right away. We're gonna try not to take too much of people's time on these here videos. They're just a quick, simple question. Why is it when when Obama and the lefties and the liberals in Washington have only shown biasness, they have been very eager to show their butt and show that they can get away with murder in the world and high crimes, treason. You gotta question some of the things that they do. Um, are they? Is it a criminal act or is it is it treason? So you have to really define kind of along the line of what the Democrats have been doing. So there's plenty of material and stuff that the liberals have given me and other people to make videos and other stuff with and ask these questions. So I just want to know that since the Democrats have only showed their butt and they're snobs, like this whenever they're talking about things that they need accomplished or got accomplished or whatever, they did not um, work well with the Republicans. Actually, they would get a failing grade on um, partisanship, on working across the aisle, but yet still we have the Republican Party still putting candidates out there, still expressing sympathy towards the left leaning ideas in this country, like we haven't been bombarded with this stuff way too much, and we need to balance our budget and uh, really do what we say and mean business and not dink around with the time that we have when elected. If that's the case, elected people, you see the liberals don't waste any time. They get the mainstream media right in the middle of it. So out of this, what we get is left-leaning liberal accomplishments is we'll get America looking like a third world country. It'll look much like Mexico and other desolate-looking places that look like they really are not spoiling their citizens at all. They're actually really hard and put hardships left and right and abandon their citizens left and right. So these people are coming here and for whatever reason, they're compelled to try to do it legally or illegally or whatever, but they hear a lot of politics and what the liberals have to offer and say. And I can show people where they only lie, where the lefties have only lied. Nobody can show me anywhere where Obama's ever told the truth or actually did anything for America. All his accomplishments are against us and are making us um, almost a third world country as best that he can while he's in there. And the media, mainstream media, what they get out of making America downgrade and be such a lowball in the world when when they only protect people usually. They only go and stick up for people who are being bullied. So that's another leftist, fascist type of way that they look at why Democrats, it wasn't cool that George Bush ran a war, but it's completely fine that Obama does, as long as Obama's in there. So that's wishy-washy, and the reason why is because the Democrats are compelled to do the wrong things for America because they hate America so much. Still, even with Russia boldly in their face, in our face, we're still going to elect a wimpy, weak, good for nothing, lying two bit uh, piece of garbage candidate that probably, again, like I said, probably painted his skin to look dark because he doesn't even look light from not being out in the sun. Like Eskimo would be a little bit lighter skin. He looks like it was purposely like they put him underneath some kind of thing to make him look darker. But That's just my opinion. So that they can use that, and that's why those Black Lives Matter people are all in the Democrats' face, because the Democrats are the only ones that actually use black people. Republicans will go and talk to black people, or will tell black people their opinion or how it is or whatever, while everybody else has their opinion and they're saying what they think is the way it is or whatever. We don't use black people or anybody for a political tool or a ploy, because we want to accomplish the best that we can for our country. And we still believe in our country. So they would radically have to define and change completely the entire American government system, which they have been doing, and they've been screwing with it with all their social programs and going after all this social stuff, social injustices and stuff. They figured out somewhere along the line that they could not change the government in their favor to make them a complete dictator or whatever they want to do to actually take our freedom of speech and our guns away. They would have to completely change America, the entire aspect. So instead of making it better or making it even worse, they figured out that you have to make the American rules and everything go away before they can do their communist takeover. So, up back to the Republican Party candidates going up there and um, acting like they're making deals. They're getting ready to go become president, and after we've had a chauvinist, racist pig that doesn't work well with others, just been in there for 8 years doing only what he wanted to do, didn't do anything the Republicans wanted him to do, haven't done anything I asked him to do, not one thing. He's only done opposite. Every chance he's gotten, he has only proven that he stays one step ahead of the game and everybody else on cheating America because he believes America deserves to be mistreated. Instead of looking out for all people, he really believes that Americans um, are fools. So he puts us all in the same category, regardless if you voted for him or not. Um, so one big liberal front after another. Ben Carson on semi-automatic weapons. Um, Marco Rubio, maybe I remember seeing him um, reach across the aisle when he was a senator. And he also said that he wanted to work on immigration. So work on getting the people here that are legal here worked out. You can't just send people home. I understand that we don't really want to be cruel to people, but we are going to have to crack down and get rid of some people if they are criminals. And if they kill other people, maybe we're going to have to change some rules for the good here while we can. Probably execute some illegal foreigners, like the Boston bomber. He's an illegal foreigner. However he got here, he did what he did. He got the death penalty. Some liberals will try and stop that, even though it's a mass murder. So, anyways, and we know Jeb would, and the reason why Jeb is going to make deals with liberals, we know it because we see it with his brother. His brother, in my opinion, was not a bad president, but there's other people that I'm trying to talk to and argue this stuff with that have convinced me not to put my ducks in Jeb Bush's stock. So I can't go with Jeb Bush. And I also know that his brother was bipartisan, which is not what I'm saying not to be like. I'm not trying to be dirty or anything, but they have been strictly nothing but liberal to a T. for 8 years. It's overboard. It's overboard, and it's time for a real change for America better. And we can't get to the better with people being all that, flaky and agreeing with making more gun ban laws and wasting their precious conservative sweet times that they need to spend on the economy and fixing stuff that's been broken. So I don't want to hear liberal talk coming from them, but I'm glad at least that they're honest, that they're honestly coming out and speaking and saying how they feel. It's just, it should be, look at how Obama's threats through gossip, if it was the Republicans, like, say when the sequester went down, people were talking. They didn't come out and say GOP or the Republicans all the time, but they were like saying, "Oh, those evil Republicans," is what they were insinuating because of what they heard. But it was their Obama that did the sequester because the Republicans did not want to give them the lavish ability to having a endless surplus or endless ceiling debt. They wanted the ceiling debt to be infinite. They've been trying to work on that also since these liberals got in there, and they will get that if Hillary gets elected. An infinite ceiling debt, meaning through the roof. There's no stop. There's no budget or what I'd say way to check and balance any of the spending anymore if Hillary or one of those guys, Bernie or any of them, get elected. And a lot of things will not be corrected and fixed if these candidates is making me put this bold comment, a comment on it as a title here. Why is the Republican Party allowing candidates to still be allowing candidates to still sounding nonpartisan? Why is the Republican Party allowing candidates still sounding nonpartisan? See, I had to make that short so I couldn't put in and this and that and whatever else in the title. It was already huge. A huge title as it was. So, yeah, so I just wrote down here, I said the question should be, how does the libtards do that? Upon what they did and do on Republicans like that. They've been in power, they've been in charge, but it's still the Republicans that did it. When they take your guns and they do all that, and we know exactly who did it. Oh, it was the Republicans. Let's go kill them. That's what they did in Cuba. I had up here Michael Moore. I was going to make a video on this. Is Michael Moore supporting murders and of innocent people? If he supports Cuba and their system and Russia and all these other places, I believe that the answer is truly yes. He is supporting a mass extinction of a certain people that think a certain way. So I don't know if it's because they're lazy. They don't want people to. I don't know. I don't know what it is. From the government standpoint, anyways, they want to spend money to high heaven, and they're wasting it because they figured out, like I said, the lefties, this is their only game that they have to play left. They figured out, I'm telling you the truth, they figured out that you cannot change the Constitution or anything, or our rights are intact. Okay, they've made ways like provisions for themselves, but now it sounds like they're tired of them. So being weary of them, they're just ready to strip every right from people. And the only way they can do that is by radically, fundamentally changing everything, the whole America ballgame. Change, like in Cuba. People die, people will get put up against a wall and shot and killed. If the people allow this crap to keep on going. So again, government, is it is it illegal? Is it crimes? Is it considered crimes? Crimes against humanity, crimes against America. Would I would definitely guess that's treason, classified as treason. Want to change our government, to do away with our government system and make a whole new one. That sounds like espionage and treason to me. So I don't know how come the people haven't woke up to that enough to where it all just makes them click and they overthrow these people in Washington already. I don't know how, if they've got it to where the police and everything and the military is going to go up against its citizens that are only standing up for America's rights and our Constitution, but they'll have the cops unconstitutionally in our face when we stand up and overthrow the government and like just kick them out because you're not changing the government. You're just kicking the people out that are traitors, that are just trying to change it for their own self and their own sake. And they're cowards. If they're weak on foreign policy and they're giving Iran anything they want and they just say, "Oh, back away," I guarantee you that they're cowards to those people in our enemy and expect us to just sit here and be wishy-washy and reasonably go and be shot in front of a firing squad for them so that they can change our country in the way our system is. So, change our government and everything. So I was going to ask what works in America from any social program position. I don't have any answer for that. It's just a question. Social programs from the government position, groups or whatever. Social social programs. Have they worked? Which ones work? And also to give us the raw statistics of how bad the other ones are. And and basically, that's all I have. I was gonna try to end on that on a question. I already asked the question. It's just, what does the mainstream media and all these lefties and everybody in America get for radically changing America and for us possibly looking like a third world country? I mean, that's where we're going if you're gonna have to bankrupt everything. You couldn't do it fast enough. It was a slow, tedious 8 years. They're trying to get 4 more years so they can pounce on America's economy even more. You got a witch running there who wants to be president so bad just so she can get even with all of us. Her own people she was born here in America. I believe that she's no longer an American. Hillary Clinton or Obama, if he ever was considered one, ever given a citizenship at all, anyways. I don't consider them to be Americans because they have stabbed America and hurt America. I'm not a politician. They're politicians. They do things left and right as much as they can to just do bag stupid thing. They go into their think tanks and it's about how to hurt America even more. So for them to further their radical agenda, which is a hostile takeover that's a complete dramatic change in rules and law and everything. It's nothing like what we have now that's established. So I don't know. It's always been, what does America want? It's never been really concrete, I guess. America's always had that right to radically change for the worst if that's what you want, and you don't want to help out other countries anymore. You don't want to be the, like the Marvel Comics good guys, like Captain America and all them. That's what America. I'm reminded of is heroes when I think of America. I think of, man, that country, America, what a hero. Sometimes they get lame and they'll elect lame ducks and bad politicians who only want to rot and decay America's society. You'll watch everything decay: the roads, businesses, um, people's home structures and lives, everything. So, I don't know. There's a bunch of questions for everybody, and I really want to know why any Republican candidate would expect me to vote for them if they're acting like they're going to first and foremost go up there and they're about to take any of their sweet ass time and make some gun law or something else instead of really making the let's say all of the government agencies work together, so that we don't have another 9/11 happen and stuff like that, or in this case Boston bombing happen. There's a way to thwart what happened at Umpqua. That's what needs to happen. I've been talking about for a long time, that they've wasted all of our time where there's people that attack you on the internet, hackers they could be going after. There's all sorts of criminals. The people that got rich off of the housing market, they are criminals. That's a Ponzi scheme. If ever there was one, they knew what they were doing. There's no way that I could not bring them into court and not prove to a jury that those people that made billions of dollars off of the housing bubble market that made it collapse, right? That whenever I brought them into court, they're not guilty of a Ponzi scheme. Bye bye. For billions of dollars, I don't know. Sounds like lifetime imprisonment type of charges and stuff. But yet you have them bailing out all these banks instead of actually bailing us out enough with money and jobs and whatever else all of us need out here in America. Every American should be taken care of first before all the banks are. By them doing it, they shot themselves in the foot because they didn't have anybody, enough people that could still be paying loans and other stuff that they eagerly um, did, even though the people weren't able to come through on the loans. They gave out bad loans left and right. So that also leaves the banks sitting there going like this to all of the people that still now can pay loans now. So no wonder all the hostility, nothing but stupid moves from the left. And there's my questions for now.